guys, and welcome back to a brand new Am I the Action? Am I the A-Hole video? Am I the Action? Welcome back to the channel. We are currently live on YouTube, and we're doing an Am I the A-Hole live today, so make sure to stick around, and we're gonna have like a few hours of just like Am I the A-Hole nonsense. So are you the A-Hole? I don't know. Subscribe if you are new, happen to stumble across this live show. Make sure you hit the like button. Do leave me a comment down below because it really helps the channel out, and of course all of my social media links are down below, so come join the family, and maybe, you know, you can send me things to react to and all that stuff. But anyway, with all that being said, I'm not going to talk too much. Let's not beat around the bush, Watley, and get on with these Am I the A-Hole posts now. I always feel like such a fraud, right? Anyway, so we're here. So what we do is, essentially for the live ones, we go through and we just sort of like go down and just see what the most trending ones are now. And then sort of like halfway through, I then will get you guys to comment down below. And I want you to tell me what words we should search. And we'll try to find Am I the A-Holes regarding like a specific word. So, yeah, you did it. Oh, Mr. Glory's just playing with something down there. Anyway, so I guess we should just start from the top. I did sort of open a few just to make sure they're framed right, but I haven't read any of them. So I guess we'll just go from the top. This one seems to be the most popular one at the moment, 8 hours ago. And this says, am I the a-hole for letting my daughter attend a Halloween party her stepsister is being excluded from? Oh, God. Thank you, JB. So, shall we do this, shall we? My ex-wife and I share 2 kids. Our daughter is 15 and our son is 13. We divorced 11 years ago because he cheated. We divorced 11 years ago and we share custody of the kids, 50-50. My ex is remarried and she has a stepdaughter in her home, the same age as our daughter. My ex and her husband have tried to make the kids close, but especially the 2 girls because they're the same age. This has not worked. I know from my kids' time with me that they have zero closeness with her, and my daughter in particular doesn't like her stepsister. Okay, this is a bit confusing with the 2 things. From speaking to my ex about issues in the past, I know her stepdaughter has trouble with other kids liking her, and she gets excluded by them more frequently than she's included by others. Okay. This is something my ex wanted me to address with our kids before. So be friends with her. Sometimes I'm always like, though, if lots of people are not liking this person, are they doing something a little bit, Oh, Shabwashliers! You are the a-hole Shaba, always for eating that baby. My daughter and her best friend were invited to a Halloween party this year. Other kids with me for Halloween, so she asked me for permission to go. I spoke to the hosting parent, and I felt like it was safe for my daughter to go under the circumstances she's going under. My ex discovered I have given our daughter permission to go, and she was furious. She asked why I hadn't offered to take her stepdaughter to begin. Why she hadn't taken her older stepdaughter to begin with, because she learned I was dropping the girls off and picking them up. Then she mentioned her stepdaughter was excluded from the party, and that every other kid in their grade is included. She felt like this meant our daughter should not be attending either in support of her stepsister. She tried to forbid me from allowing our daughter to go. I told her it wasn't a decision she could make. She argued that I should be encouraging a supportive sibling dynamic between the girls, and that it seems like our kids only support each other and not their stepsister, who they've known for more than half their lives. My ex told me I'm a real arsehole to the 15-year-old girl. I let daughter go to the party. Am I the a-hole? This is so messy. I was trying to follow this story. I do apologize. I started with one that really was hard to follow. So, thank you, Crystal. Hey, John, thank you, Gorge, for joining. 11 years. 11 months. I'm really confused. I'm really confused. So, essentially, they've got divorced. She has now remarried and has a stepdaughter with another, so she's remarried with the other guy, and the other guy has a daughter, so that daughter lives with them, and that's the other kid's step-sibling, I guess, stepsister. And so their children that they originally had go from between households back and forward, but the stepchild on the mum side, who's now remarried, is being excluded from a party that the actual, like, the other daughter from their marriage has been invited too, but now she's pissed off because the stepdaughter wasn't also invited. But that's nothing to do with it. Like, what? That's did I understand that right? Have I understood that right? Is that not? Most of you were saying not the arsehole. I think that's right. Have I been? Is that correct? Was that? I think that's what I've been correct. Not the a-hole, not the a-hole. This is so. Yes, thank you. Yes, okay, good. I'm glad I understood that. That was trying to follow that story was a bit. It's like the crystal fucking maze. It's like, so, oh god, I swore. That's one swear word. You can only have a few in the video before it gets demonetized. No wonder they're divorced. Absolutely. I'm sorry. When I get that this is a messy situation, and when people remarry and all this stuff, it can be one of these things where it can get a bit, angsty or whatever, and everything can be a bit naughty. But if you have remarried and you have a child with another guy who is now the step-sibling, it's not the ex-partner of your marriage to then include the stepdaughter in things when it's not to do with him. Like, if their kids are with him and they've been invited to something, it's not him to be like, oh, how about your step-sibling who doesn't actually have anything to do with me from a different marriage? Like, what? That, I don't know, that seems very much like we've had stories a little bit similar to this in the past where it's like parents would be funny that they're like their sisters or something didn't take their family on like holiday, or their sisters didn't take their cousins with them or something. But it's not my fam, that's your side. Like, that's not for me. I don't know. I don't think he's an arsehole, for example. I don't think he's an arsehole at all. So we look at some of the comments. Not the arsehole. Your daughter is her own person. If she wants to go to a party, has your permission, you're the guardian for the parent. Yeah, exactly. At the period, then you are the right to allow her to go there. You aren't encouraging any bullying or discrimination of your ex's stepdaughter, and you certainly wouldn't be encouraging any supportive sibling dynamic between the girls by punishing your daughter by not allowing her to go. Absolutely. Also, like, when we're talking with, like, teenage, how old was it? What was she? What, like 15? Like, telling 15, when you're that age, going out with your friends, everything is so important for your development and doing things and getting used to being on your own and all that shit, like, and doing things. To be like, you can't go because your stepsister isn't going. But I do think for a second, I'm like, why does the other stepdaughter really find it difficult to, like, no one seems to like her? I'm not saying, like, bully children, but also, like, sometimes if everyone doesn't like you, maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're just really awful to get along with. I don't know. We had kids in my school that were horrible. I remember growing up. Some of the things that people used to say to me in school was like, no wonder no one likes you because you're a fucking asshole. God, oh dear, that was another F word. Naughty. Stupid. Not his stepdaughter, not as well. Yeah, exactly. Completely different family. Well, I feel like we're in agreement here. I don't know right now. Hello. Yeah, I feel like we're in agreement here. My dad's mate's daughter's brother's son. Yeah, absolutely. Easy, not the A. Yeah, oh, okay. Yeah, he's not the a-hole. Okay, wonderful. Wonderful. I think I do understand to a certain degree. It was like, it'd be nice to include people, but it isn't. It is definitely not your job. Thank you. It's my birthday at the weekend. Would love a shout out. Jess. Oh, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Jessie Bessie. Happy birthday to you and many more. Thank you, Jess. Thank you. And happy birthday to you. Hope everyone's fine. Okay, good. Okay, we have the first one. We're in very agreement. That. Let's see. So that says, am I the a-hole for my daughter? Yeah, I get. No, let's not do another daughter one. Am I the a-hole for picking a restaurant my step-siblings couldn't eat at? Oh, not another step. What's all these step-siblings? What are these step-siblings rivalries? Hey, Emo Wolf, how you doing, Gorge? Oh my gosh. It's very warm in this bloody studio today. Jesus Christ. It's not even like... It's so dark now. It's literally so dark. Oh, by the way, some extra fun little things as well. I've got my friend Kaya coming to stay with me towards the end of the month, and she's going to be here for like 4 days. So we're going to do lots of filming together. I've not seen her for ages, so we're going to do lots of collabs and things and some more like main character videos and all that shit. We always seem to do like, sort of insane main character stuff on the internet. So yeah, I've got Kaya coming over soon, which I'm very excited about. Yeah, you might get some ads. It's just how they do it now with the pre-rolls on YouTube. Da, 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 da. Hello, Roly. How you doing? How are you today? How's the weather? How's Globex? Yeah, Globex is doing wonderful, Victoria. Yes, it's actually quite warm today. It's actually quite warm. We've had like a really cold spell for the past like couple of weeks, and now all of a sudden it's got warm again. What's ZAR? Thank you for the ZAR7 say. Love you in Globex. Thank you, God. Anyway, so am I the a-hole refusing to be kicked out of my own home for the evening? Oh, do we do this one? Right. Oh. This post has been removed by the apparently it was naughty. The post was removed by the moderators. I wonder what happened. I've been doing AmITheA-Hole things on and off now for about like 3 years. I've never seen that before. I've never seen that. Okay, sure. Right. Oh, this one sounds salacious. You ready? Am I the a-hole for Am I the a-hole? I exploded at my family after finding out my uncle is my father, and I don't know how to feel about it. You ain't my mother. Yes, I am. God. Okay. Right. Okay. It's not too long. So right. Hello! A throwaway here, obviously. I'm male 18, and I think I just experienced the most effed up things possible in my life right now. A bit of background. I have been raised by my grandparents for the whole of my life. Oh, same girl! And they did well, to be honest. Despite their advanced age, I've been told by them early on that I was given up for adoption by a distant cousin that didn't want to tell who it was at first, and that the person doesn't want anything by me, so I didn't think much of it. Besides, why would I want to do something with someone who doesn't want me? Anyways, when I reached 18 like a few weeks ago, my grandparents sat me down with my uncle. I'm not really super close with him, girl. And then proceeded to tell me that he is my father. Why would you just say that? Like, I wonder what came out. I want to know what the situation was, like why he said that to begin with. Thank you, Gorge. Your video saved me from very dark times. I'm sending you lots of love, Gorgeous. Thank you for the super chat. And I'm glad that we have been able to connect. So I was shocked and felt like the world was collapsing, and I was... What's that say? Disorientated? Disoriented? Is that what it says? My uncle then started crying and told me the reason why he adopted me to my grandparents is because he blamed me for the reason that his wife died. Like, what the F? His wife died giving birth to me, and thus he couldn't take it well through the grief and give me up to my grandparents. After all that, it clicked to me. Why is the particular uncle always resembles me so much, or how he always avoided me or act cold to me during family functions. Not that he always attended, or how my grandparents always don't speak much to him. It's just so crazy to me. Admittedly, I could have held my emotions better. I blew up at my grandparents and my uncle for keeping this a secret from me, and my uncle blaming me for the death of his wife. Yeah, that's awful. I ran to my room and locked myself there. My grandpa knocked several times on my door, but I kept calling him not nice names, so they left me alone eventually. It's been a few weeks now since it happened, and my uncle is nowhere to be seen. And good riddance, though! But my grandparents said I could have at least understood his position, that he wanted to rethink the father-son relationship. I said hell no, but then I don't know what to think anymore. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for blowing up my grandparents and my uncle for this and not wanting to form a relationship with him? Okay, so... Oh, wow. Wow. Okay, I didn't think that's where it was going to go. Okay, so... So, I just want to say something, right? I come from an incredibly broken home, okay? So, my dad died when I was a child, really young. My mum was a druggie. Like, I had I've talked about my experiences. Hey, we love you, from Sweden. Oh, hey, thank you, Gauge. Thank you, Josephine. Thank you for the super chat. And, like, I had to get adopted by my grandparents because my parents, my gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Jackie. I don't think I've seen that on YouTube before. And like oh god, I understand, obviously it must be a horrible thing to go through to know that like your other half passed on while giving birth, but you still have a child. Like, I get that grief makes you feel weird, but like it's not the child's fault. And the idea that you'd be like, well, I just blamed you for, like, what? Like, what? Who would do, what a horrible thing to say to someone who's, what, just turned 18. If I was told at 18, right, that say my dad's lived, and he was like, oh, by the way, yeah, you're living with your grandparents because I blamed you because your mum was a druggie. I'd be like, what? Like, you know, oh, she became it while you're pregnant or something. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what a horrible thing to say to your child. Exactly, yeah. This is the thing. As horrible as the situation was, Scorpio, exactly. Dad quitting when things didn't go their way. So, yeah, like, it sounds awful to think someone passed on, but, like, it's still your child. You can't just be like, oh, no, actually, I don't want you anymore because my wife is gone. Like, you could have been like, oh, could you, to the grandparents, due to the situation, could you possibly just help me out in raising him? Maybe you can look after him at weekends and stuff and get, you know, help with the parenting, because I'm sure the grandparents completely adopted the child. So I'm sure the grandparents would have been like, absolutely, we will help you raise your child. The fact that you just like fully just like pawned him off on the grandparents just feels a bit like, I don't know. I think because it actually this story resonates with me, because essentially it's kind of the same thing that happened to me, just in a slightly different scenario. But it's just like, don't know. Obscene. Just absolutely obscene. What an awful father. My God. Yeah, I just think it's awful to say that. But also, like, why would you tell them? Like, what I really want to know the situation as to why the uncle just suddenly was like, I'm your father. Like, I wonder what that's the thing. Still your child and part of your wife. Skittle, absolutely. You hit the nail on the see you next Tuesday. Like, this child is like part of your wife who's passed on. The idea that you'd be like, bye. Like, we obviously didn't want the child very much to begin with then, because like the kid is part of your wife. Like it's part of, yeah, not the arsehole. And you're 18. 18-year-olds are very unstable. Emotions are going crazy. Like, you know, you're still, I guess you're towards more the end of, you know, main part of puberty and everything, but like your hormones are still crazy, like, or going up. Oh, hang on. This is overlapping. That's naughty. Silly. Yeah, like your hormones are still going bonky wonky. Thanks, Victoria. Little Sheba in you. I just think no. To say it to a child who's 18, absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Thorn, I'm 19 and you're a psychopath. Oh God. Because the child is 18 now, legally liability, that's why you would have told him. Is that a legal thing though? Do you need to tell a child once they reach adulthood? Is that, I don't think that's legal. I don't think that's a legal thing to be like, no, once he's 18 you must tell them. Like, I don't think that's part of law. I'm pretty sure that's not legal, and like that's not a legal requirement for anything. Thank you, Marcel. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So if you didn't see my most recent video, I did a reaction to Simpson tattoo fails. It was the most obscene thing ever, and yeah, it's insane. And Marcel, who just did a super chat, he's a super fan of The Simpsons, so I was waiting for him to watch the video. I was like, yes, you're gonna love it, Marcel. But oh God, some of those Simpsons tattoos, like, these people should be on a list. Like, if you didn't see it, it is just full of like absolute just insanity. You have to go check it out after this. The Simpsons reaction tattoo is absolutely disgusting, vile. The theme tattoo reaction is such a good idea. Yes, I really want to carry on the theming. I had a little, like, if you've watched me for a while, you know that I do lots of tattoo fail videos, and one of the things I really want to do is like theme them. So hopefully it draws in new people from new fandoms to kind of like come to the channel who wouldn't necessarily look for tattoo fails, but might look for cartoons or look for shows and then see something. So I was thinking about maybe doing things like, I want to do like a Studio Ghibli one. I think Studio Ghibli, like, looking up, that'd be fun. I'd love to do, like, some Cartoon Network, some Nickelodeon ones. I want to do, like, a thing about Harry Potter. Obviously not supportive of Harry Potter, but, like, what reaction to, like, people covering up Harry Potter tattoos. Emu, thank you, Gorge. Hey, glad to see you're back live on YouTube. Quick question, where do you buy your color contact lenses? Greetings from Iceland. Thank you for the, I'm not sure, thank you for the super chat. Obviously, because it's a different currency, I'm always like, I'm not sure what that is, but thank you for the super chat. It's orange. It must be a good one. Thank you, Gorgeous. I really appreciate it. I just don't know the conversion rate. So my my contact lenses are all from a place called Uniqso. There's always links in the description of my videos, and if you use a code, is it Roly? I can't remember what my code is now. I haven't been on ages. I think it's Roly, just Roly. Roly West? Roly. There's a link in my description of videos. I don't know if it'll be in this one because it's a live show, but Uniqso is where I get them from. And yeah, I've used them for years. Like, I've literally for what, like 6 years? And then, yeah, I've got like a discount code and stuff. So it's always in the description of my videos. Anyway. Hello, Emma. How you doing, good? Should we carry on to the next one? So, what's this? Am I the a-hole for ruining a child's life? we have to do Am I the a-hole for ruining a child's life? Okay. Oh, God. Okay, when you are dyslexic, when you have a block text like this. Oh, okay, this one's actually got a general consensus. It's not the a-hole. Okay, so here we are. Here we are. God, these ones are strong today, aren't they? Jesus, right. Today, I started talking to an American mother while in A&E. Her child was interested in the artwork I have on my leather jacket, as it's pretty colourful. The mother mentioned that her daughter's name was Grain. Grain? You've named it? Grain. Great. Who looks at a child and goes, that's Grain? So I assumed for a while that she was another mother who wanted something special to call her child, like apple or blanket. I remarked that it's a super unique name and that I'd never met anyone called Grain before. She told me that her name named after her great-grandmother. I was named after my great-granddad. I changed it now, though, because he was a... Can I tell you some real tea for a second? I'm actually... Hang on, wait. I'm going to tell you some real tea, right? If you know me for a while, obviously I changed my name. I've never told anyone this, actually. I'm going to tell you now just because it made me laugh. So, obviously, my name is Roly now. It didn't used to be Roly. It was actually a different name. And when I moved to London, I changed my name from my original name to Roly because I was very close, but like just because I wanted to have like a fresh start, new year, and I just want a new town, new me. So now my name is actually Roly West, like legally and everything, but it wasn't. No, I've never told anyone this actually, but so I was named after my great granddad, and one of the main reasons I actually changed my name is because he was a I was just like, I hate being named after this rancid man who is just like, he was always so horrible to he was my grandmother who I lived with, my grandmother's dad. He was always such a asshole to her. He was always so horrible. And like, I think my parents thought they were doing something really cute, but I don't think they realized the levels of like what he was like with my grandparents. And because of course they only saw part of it. When I lived with my grandparents, I actually was there all the time to notice it. And so when I moved to London, was able to like distance myself from that side of the family. I was like, because I mean, he died when I was what, 17 or something, and I always wanted to change my name because I was like, I hate the fact that I am named after this man. And of course, moving to London as well, it was one of those things that I was like, I wanted to just have like a new start. But one of the reasons, I never told him on this, but the main reason why I changed my name from my old name to what it is now is because I hated being named after that horrible old man. Horrible old man. Anyway, relatable. I'm glad that you can relate. So that's the thing, when people say like it's not, because obviously some people make comments sometimes about dead names and stuff, and it's like, oh, it's not the same as like someone who's like transitioned, and you know, calling them by old name is actually real quite intensely dysphoric for them. For me, it's a very different feeling because I'm like, don't call me that name because I'm not like that man, and I get such a visceral reaction. So although it's not the same as like a trans person, I still get like almost like a same visceralness for it because I'm like, don't call me that name. Anyway, should we carry on? Right, so where was I? So so there you go. She was named after the great-grandmother, and it's an Irish name. At this point, the alarm bells are ringing in my head because I realized that the kid is called Grenay. Grenay? How do you generally pronounced Gronai? Gronai? Is that right? Gronai? Gronai? Is that how you want to say that? Gronai. Or thereabouts. I tried to be very tactful, and I was like, Irish has an interesting alphabet. How was her name spelled? Irish names can be spelled tricky. The kid is called Grown-eye, not grain. My partner, who has studied Ireland's political history as part of their dissertation, and also the Irish diaspora and its culture around the university city. Oh God, is stuck somewhere between stifling and laugh. Is stuck between stifling a laugh and dying of embarrassment on her behalf. So I came up with what I thought was a very positive reply. I said, an old school name and more modern pronunciation. I think that's a great way to pick names. I would like to point out that I do not like the name Grain for a child, nor do I like the way the pronunciation was butchered, but I was trying to be tactful and positive. She asked what I meant, and I said, well, in Ireland, they typically pronounce it like grone. Is that how you want to say it? Grown-eye? God, I can't read these. Jesus. Grown eye. She's got a grown eye. Her face went red, and she said that I shouldn't have said that the pronunciation was wrong in front of the kid, because now she's going to grow up knowing her name is wrong and feel bad about it. I apologized for causing offense and resisted that it was restated that it's a lovely name in both ways and a fantastic nod to her heritage. I said that I'm sure her great-grandmother would be thrilled to be honoured by her name's being used. I was throwing out just about every positive reinforcement that I could think of, but to be frank, she was pissed off. She told me that I was ruined her daughter's self-esteem and that her life was ruined by me saying that her existence is wrong. She didn't say her existence is wrong. Calm down. I didn't say that, by the way. I said her name was pronounced... Grenade. Oh, I don't care about the rest of the story. Essentially, first of all, can we paragraph your sentences, please, and not put it one block test? This is hell for a dyslexic person. I don't call her Grain. You've got to know that baby Grain will never do. You know I don't sound like her Grain. It's time you knew I'm not your Grain. I belong to me, so don't call me Grain. God. The thing is, does it even say how old the child is? It doesn't state anywhere how old the child is. Imagine if the child is literally just... Oh, hang on. She in the USA, UK. Okay. I don't. How old was the child? How was the child? How old is the child? Oh, Jackie, I missed your super chat because of the grains. My sister's a Harry Potter fan, but acknowledging Jackie as a terrible person. I used to like Harry Potter, okay, but more a fan of TLOTR. Oh, the Lord of the Rings. Obviously, being a trans person, my feelings on Harry Potter are complicated. Absolutely, yeah. It's a difficult one to navigate through, but I do find it interesting that they've remade the whole series and they're doing it on HBO. What a weird concept to have. Leave the series alone. J.K. Rowling. The only reason J.K. Rowling is doing more Harry Potter stuff is because everyone else hates her on her once. Now she's like, Oh my gosh. 2 years. Oh, super job. I've got to ask, the next episode with Luxera anytime soon. Yeah, hopefully we should be filming it very soon. It's very difficult because obviously we don't live next door to each other anymore. So doing it, I always like to do it together, but we should be filming soon. And I really want to do a part 2 to the video game one. That went down really, really well. I think it's on like 100k views. We want to do like a part 2 to the video game one that we did a little while ago because I really loved that one. It was really fun. Yeah, I don't think she's the arsehole in that, by the way. I don't think she's the arsehole. I think the other person just overreacted. The other child probably didn't really understand what was going on anyway. I don't know how old she was, but the fact they're saying, like, a child, I feel like if it was, like, a teenager, she'd probably say, like, a teenager. The fact she's saying child makes me think she's very young and probably doesn't really understand what was going on. But, yeah, I don't care. God. I love the Scary Stories one back a while ago. Yeah, that was a spooky one. The thing is, because I don't know if I'll be able to like film, edit and upload enough before Halloween to make a horror one, annoyingly, because we're probably going to film next week and they take a long time to edit and I've got other things going up before that. So I don't think I'm going to have, if it was a bit weird doing like a horror themed one after Halloween to make it like a Halloween special, it just seems a bit, But I don't know, it just feels a bit weird to do it like that. So you're probably not going to do it, unfortunately. I'm not trans, but I refer to my past name as a dead name, as it's the person that doesn't exist. Absolutely. I should be remembered. P.S. Currency in shackles. Yeah, I'm Israeli. Please don't remove this. Come over. Yeah, fly over to the UK. Jesus Christ. Thank you for the super chat. Oh, God. Yeah, triggered. An interesting topic that is. Okay, so carry on. By the way, I've got like a hair on my nose and I can feel it tickling. It's not because I've taken cocaine. I'm doing this. This is a very like cocaine thing to do. We take too much cocaine. Can't see doing this. I'm not taking cocaine. I've got a hair tickling my septum piercing. Right. Am I the a-hole for refusing to let my friend bring her baby to the birthday party, even though she's mad now? Okay. Baby. Should we have a baby one? Should we baby one? Oh, what's happening? I've never seen this happen before. Have you ever? I've never seen this happen before. I've never seen this happen before. I've been using this for ages, and I have never seen posts be removed like that before. That's naughty. I guess we'll never know. No, I've never seen that before. One interesting. I want a refund, please. It must be bad. Yeah, it must be bad. Okay. Let's see. I'm trying like a salacious title. Not child-free weddings. I mean, like, I'm going to bring my child. Let's see. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Religious. Well, no, not the arsehole. If you don't want to join a religion, I turn to coke. When my life gets so depressed. It could be fake stories, yeah. I'm sure there's probably ones that we've seen over the time that is definitely not telling the truth. Okay, this is an interesting one. We'll talk about money. Am I the a-hole for not telling my income? Salacious lie. Oh, see, this is what we like. Paragraphs. Oh, so hang on, let me lock this. My computer's saying that. Move me. Okay. Move me down. Okay. Okay, so I 31 had dinner. That's me dinner. I had diner. Ooh. Orange for orange cat. Yes, girl. Thank you. I 31 had dinner with my wife 33 and friends of hers last Friday night. I don't know them too well, having met them a couple months ago for the first time. The conversation moved to subject of careers and what everyone's income was. My wife is a hematologist, oncologist. Did I say that right? Yeah, I beat the disorder. And earns around £315,000 a year. I work as an IT specialist and 88k per year. 300 and imagine earning 315. Do you know what's really sad? It's like, obviously I'll read the rest of the story. Obviously, he's earning 88,000 a year, which is still a really good salary. Like, the idea that he'd be ashamed that he can't say that he earns 88. I'm guessing it's because he feels a bit funny because the others would maybe, I don't know, other people, maybe is insecure about it. I dodged the question, and when asked directly, told them it wasn't their business how much I earned. My wife did answer, but didn't tell exactly how much. I thought I handled it well. Until we came home, and my wife said I responded a bit rude. I asked that it was rude that she told me my tone was very standoffish. I didn't want to answer because I considered it private information. They told my wife that they now think I was insulted by the question. My wife assured me everything is fine. My wife said I could have just told them and then not be done with it. I'm sorry. It is no, like, the idea, maybe, again, I don't know if this is America, that there's no quality. I don't know what cultures are around the world asking about incomes. I can only speak for the UK. In the UK, it is incredibly rude to ask someone how much money they earn. It's so rude. You just don't do it. And the idea that he'd be like trying to avoid the question, but then his wife just like answers for it. I don't know. What a horrible, like, I don't know. To be like, you're rude. Like, what? Miss Buckingham. I just think what a rude. I mean, what's it like around the world? Where you same in the US? Oh, okay. So yeah, anyone else like outside of the US or UK? Then like, is it the same where you're from? Because I can't imagine it being like the most polite thing to ask someone if you want to like, how much money do you earn? Why do you care? I don't really understand. That's such a weird question. So interesting because again, I was brought up by my grandparents. I do think younger people are a little bit less funny about it, but definitely older generations were very much like, you do not talk about money at all, and that's definitely in my like psyche that I always am like, don't ask about money. I find that very, very strange. Yeah, rude. Same in South Africa, absolutely. In Sweden, you do not ask about what someone makes. Okay, so it must be in the US extremely rude here as well. Same in Italy. Yeah. Okay, so I guess it's the thing. So why? I wonder what they asked. Money, politics, and religion. Yeah, I mean, they're the one things that are going to get people kicking off in a family dinner, isn't it? Pansexual Peter Pirates. Pizza pirate. I love a pizza. I've not had pizza for a long time. Yeah, okay. Religion and politics too, yeah. That's one of those things that you just, like, don't ask. Like, with my, like, close friendship groups, we talk about money between us. But, like, to ask people you don't know, it's really rude. I think unless you're really good friends with someone, you have a really good relationship and a rapport with someone, I think you shouldn't ask things like that. It's weird. You're just asking for trouble. Also, like, what does it matter? Doesn't why other people care so much? Like, does it mean you're gonna like them any less? I don't know. I consider it more invasive than rude. I feel like it's kind of both, though. I guess it depends on the way you're asking as well. I feel like, so how much money do you make? Bitch! I can't order pizza right now. If I ordered a pizza right now, it would get here before the stream ends and we're doing a mukbang. And that's not what we're getting onto. I'm 2 steps ahead. We're not going there, sis. I don't think. Anyway, should carry on. What do I like on my pizza? I like everything. I'm one of those people that just like chaos pizza. So you could just throw everything. As long as it's not like anchovies. Like, I love mushrooms, onions, peppers, all the kind of meats, pineapple, like everything. Like, I'm one of those people who just love, I like an intense pizza that just has like everything on it. I like avocado. Yes, I do. I like avocado and like fajitas and stuff. But I don't like anchovies or like, what they called. What are those horrible green things called? What are they called? Those horrible olives. Oh, I hate olives. I hate olives. Oh my gosh. I don't think I've ever had capers. What's a caper? Maybe capers are... What's olives? Oh, they're the same. Oh, they're the same. What's capers? I don't think I've ever had a cake. I love maybe not gherkins on a pizza. I don't know about gherkins on a pizza. If you're doing like, sometimes Domino's do like, I guess themed pizzas. And at the moment on the app, it does say they have like a burger pizza, and that it's meant to taste like an actual hamburger, but I don't think I want to try that. I remember trying ages ago. I tried the Christmas pizza that was at Domino's, and essentially they made it like with a gravy base, and they put like turkey on it with like stuffing, and in theory it sounded quite fun, but it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. So I don't actually try any of those like themed pizzas. I just like, do you know what? No, absolutely disgusting. God, I like pickles though. I do like a gherkin or a pickle. Yes, I love to. I think I would just eat them. Although if I ever order well, I mean, I don't really go to McDonald's anymore because it's drastically unhealthy, but like whenever I had McDonald's, I'd always put extra gherkins in the burger because someone was like, yeah. I like pasta as well, yes. Manche. Pasty. Do you know, this happens on Twitch all the time. Every time we do any stream, for at least a couple minutes of it, we have a huge breakdown about food. For some weird reason, all the conversation suddenly goes to, what food do you like? Oh, it's food. Gherkin of the millennial girls. A chocolate pizza. Oh no, disgusting. Vile. Gross. I'm hungry now. Food, sir. We always, Chloe. We always go to always food. Anyway, to carry on. So let's keep scrolling. Oh, should we actually go to why don't we go to... What's the top ones of this month? We'll go to the top ones of the month. Okay. Right. Oh, I don't like being able to see what they are, though. I don't like being able to see the general consensus already. Actually, no, we're going to go back to what it was. Because I feel like when you can see what it is already, it kind of gives you like a you already get like a preconceived notion. Just to go back to hot, sorry. Sorry, I don't mean to muck you around. Stop playing with my emotions! Okay. Let's go... Would I be the a-hole for putting my brother's girlfriend on a different table? Or was this a wedding drama? Wedding. Okay. I'm getting married in March next year. I'm happy to let my brother have the +1, but I have never met his girlfriend and neither have any of my family members other than my mum. But all I know from the meeting is they argued. What? But all I know from the meeting is that they argued and my mum isn't happy with her. Oh, scandalous. And we're having round tables at our wedding. It's 12 max per table, and my family will be sitting on the head table. However, it's us, my parents, 2 grandparents, 2 of us each side. Okay, essentially, it's, you know, all the family. He wants his girlfriend sat with him, so I've given him the option of sitting on a separate table to us, but himself doesn't want to wait, what? He wants his girlfriend to sit with him, so I've given him the option of him sitting on a separate table to us, but he himself doesn't want that, nor our families, as we want to have a family photo on our table. But he says it's unfair to ask her to sit with a table of strangers, since he's the only person she'll know. But there's no way for me to have 13-seater tables, it's usually 10 or 12, so there's no room for 13. At my sister's wedding, our tables were crammed, so I can kind of understand that having an extra person would have been quite difficult. He wants his girlfriend sat with him, so I gave... Oh, that was that. I don't see how I could ask anyone else to sit somewhere else. How could a girl I've never met before sit on the head table whilst my sibling or bride's siblings get asked to sit elsewhere? I've told him if he wants to bring her, she has to sit on a separate table. AmITheA-Hole. For info, he's been dating her for a year, but only recently told us about her. Oh, he kept it a secret. Update for the 0 chance of split table. We ruled that. Okay, 2 years ago. Right. I personally don't think he's an a-hole. I think there are a set amount of tables and a set amount of rules. You've been graciously given a +1, and you've got the chance to be like, well, if I do sit with her, I could sit on this table with other people. But you're like, no, she has to sit on the main table with us. I'm sorry. I think weddings is one of those weird things where I understand everyone's feelings, but I'm also like, shut up. It's not your wedding. If someone is getting married, it is 100% up to them. That is their wedding. Like, this isn't something that you get to dictate anything that happens. It's their wedding. And if that's the rules, you have to stick by it. But can I just say one thing though? Is he's like, oh, I want a photo of all of us together. They could still take a photo together at a table, and then he could just move. Like if they sat together at the table, took a photo together, then he could just move to the other table with the wife, or even the girlfriend, or even have the girlfriend come take the photo with them all. Like, they can still take a photo. I don't understand what this whole thing about, like, we have to take a photo all together. Like, you can still do that. Like, no one's saying you can't take a photo. Not the a-hole, especially as it could cause conflict on special day. Exactly. Like, if the mother has said that she was argumentative and they had a fight, like, why were they fighting? When you bring your other half to meet your parents or your best friends or anyone who's closest to you in your family, and they argue, that's probably a bad sign. Like, I don't know. If I found someone and I liked them, but then they had an argument on the first time they met, I don't know, Luxaria or Callum, and they argued, I'd probably go like, maybe my friend feels a vibe. It's one of those things that you go like, where people go like, my pets can tell the vibe. So sometimes like the pets might not like a boyfriend, and I only trust people who are dog loves. I kind of get the same vibe there, but I don't know what's going on. And he kept the girl a secret. So there's obviously something weird going on with that relationship. So I don't think he's the arsehole at all. I think he's analysed the situation and gone, I don't really want this woman here, but like, can you go somewhere else? Yeah, like big red flag. Big red flag. No, thank you. No. Scandalous. Yeah, I don't like that at all. I don't agree. Not the a-hole. God, that's an entire red gazebo, not just a red flag. Red gazebo. Red flags for me. Hi. Hello, goth girl, love. Hey, Liv. How you doing? God. Yeah, I don't know. Not the a-hole. So far, we've not had an a-hole. So far, everything seems to be relatively like, no, you're fine. We have to find one. The thing is, again, I mean, we can search for ones that specifically arsehole, but it's quite nice to, like, not know what the general consensus is going to be. Greetings from Austria. Hello. How you doing, Gail? Oh, cancelled. The whole wedding's cancelled. God, I actually don't like weddings. I'm like, when any of my friends are always like, can you just not get married? Because I just don't want to be dealing with that. I actually really hate weddings. I really hate weddings. It's just nothing but stress. I've never been involved with a wedding and it gone smoothly. There's always stress because like, it's just no. If I go to a wedding, I have to be a +1 where I don't know anyone, where it's just like, I don't need to know the drama. I don't need to get involved with the drama because I'm just a +1. I can just leave. Like, I don't want any connection to anyone getting married now. I always want to be a +1 and that's it. If I ever get if I ever get like a boyfriend or whatever and he proposes, blah, 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 and we decided we want to get married, I'm not having any of these fucking like big stuff. It's going to be a small thing with like a small group of people where like I want the least amount of stress. I don't want to be spending shit tons of money. I'd rather spend more money on the honeymoon than the actual wedding, because that's what I'm going to enjoy more than the actual wedding bit where people are screaming and shouting and just being like annoying. So tiny wedding, big honeymoon. That's how you do it, bitch. Make a memory somewhere. Oh God. Anyway, should carry on. I'm glad I've never been invited to weddings. Honestly, you're not missing anything. Weddings are just stressful. Okay. Oh God. Let's see. Am I the a-hole for refusing to lend my phone to a complete stranger? No. I don't even need to read that to know you're not the a-hole. God, it's always family dramas. What's this? Am I the a-hole for not letting a stranger pay for my child? What? Here you go. Here's my baby. That'll be £20 and a Twix. We're in Dick's. What's Dick's? What's Dick's? What is that? I'm assuming it's a food restaurant. Dick's. Why is Dick short for Richard? I don't understand that. Doesn't make sense. I'm looking at all the golf. Oh, Dick's is a golfing store. I'm looking at all the golf stuff. Balls, clubs, gloves. That's a tongue twister. Bags. You name it, go. Half the stuff, I'm not even sure what it is. When my husband goes to the driving range we go to sometimes just to support. Oh, isn't it nice? Thank you for supporting. I can't imagine golf. Golf just seems like such a boring game. I like mini golf, like the fun ones with like, so I'm burping. I like the mini golf with all like the fun little like lanes and tubes and things, but actual golf, boring. Anyway, so we go with him to support him when he does his like power driving. Sometimes he goes with the guys, but usually he always says his clubs are worn out and old. They were passed from his father. Looking at the price of some of the club sets, I can't justify buying them without knowing if he would even like them. After browsing, an employee walks over and asked if he could help. I explain why I can't justify the whole set. I mentioned to him about the driving range, so he offered to allow me to purchase 2 different drivers, take them home, and let my husband fit them and see how they feel. And he says I can bring one back if he doesn't like it, okay, or doesn't like both, so long as they are not used and have visible scuff marks. That's fair enough. Wonderful. I thought this was more than fair. Purchased them and set off for some pretzels, girl. I love a good pretzel. We have a thing in the UK called Flibs. Gorgeous pretzels. Okay. Upon arriving at the line, it's right around lunchtime. And the food court is The food court is in full swing. Can we not mention about golf and full swing pun? I'm funny. Wacky Carol and her little puns. Shut up, Carol. I am talking packed. What? I am talking packed. I'm talking packed. I'm talking packed. I'm anxious just standing in a single lane at the checkout, but there is people everywhere. At this point, I'm trying to keep my mobile 2-year-old occupied, all while holding our diaper bag, 2 clubs, and my purse. It was a packed area. Okay. By now, my hands are full, which is my fault, I admit. We arrived at the final stop of our warpath. God, can she just talk normally? Like, can she just use normal words? Why is she trying to, can you just tell the story? The final stop on our warpath. Can you just, like, tell the story normally? You don't usually need to use all these, like, words. Like, just, like, what, can you just, we've at our final stop at the warpath, paying the bill. This goes off like this is 100%. Oh, you don't have to be mad to work here, but it helps. Man, I've got the craziest friends. We're on the warpath, paying the bill. Like, can we stop? Can we just like stop, please? Just. Oh God. Right. As we pass the food court, there is a family on one of the rides. What rides? What? You didn't say anything about a ride. There are two little children who are having a blast. The loudness of the children gets my child's attention right away, and because of this, I'm now almost a trot to chase after. I'm now almost in a trot to chase after. When we get near the machines, the mummy ride begins. Defeated, I thought all that planning was now down the drain. I tried to explain to my child that how we are on a time limit, we have too much stuff, but being 2 years old, obviously they do not understand. Because of this, I of course cave. Afterwards, we are walking through the ride section. My child is clearly wanting to ride again. The other family is still there. The kids are still having fun. During this, I set everything down and scoop my child up, gather everything else as best as I could, and start to head out. The other mother approaches me and says it looks like I'm having my hands full. I explained to her, yes, we've had a busy day so far and still some to go. The other mother offers to let my child ride with hers while I go and pack the clubs and other items in my car, then return for my child when I have left my hands free. Yeah, what happened to the golf clubs? What? I simply flat out say no thank you. We'd have been on 2 rides. She then proceeds to tell me if I cannot afford another ride, she'd be more than happy to pay for my child until I return. After I explain no, and we are leaving, she says I will still have a hard time raising my child if I planned being so stuck up. Honestly, am I the a-hole? First of all, that was a fucking awful story. OP, can you just, like, write clearer, please? Stop using these weird little puns. Stop using all these little, like, slogans. Like, just write properly. Like, I know I have problems reading, but that didn't help it any better. The OP needs therapy. I can't deal with this. That was the... Okay. So, let's just dissect what happened. So... This mother didn't need to go through all of this beginning of the story. She could have just said, I've been shopping, it was really intense, and so I had loads of stuff. This whole golf story at the beginning was completely unneeded and unnecessary because there was nothing at the end of it started talking about golf. Like, that was just completely useless. Like, nothing was needed. Like, it was just, you could have just said, said, I had a really busy day shopping. I went to a food court and this happened. None of that beginning part needed to. I feel like she said that whole beginning part just so she could make that pun of it was in full swing. Like this. Because it was never brought up again. Anyway, so it's essentially, other than the OP being insane, the actual situation that has caused the drama is her child wanted to use a ride in the food court. The child had 2 rides on the machine, and then they had to leave. And then this other woman, who is completely unrelated to her, was like, I'll look after your child when you go and put all of your stuff in the car and you can come back for your child. That is how your children get trafficked. Like, what? I cannot believe that anyone would call you stuck up because you've gone, no, stranger, I don't want you to have my child. Like, the thing is, even if this other mother, just imagine this other mother actually had good intentions, nothing was going to happen, and she genuinely was just trying to help. That's still a fucking weird thing to say to a stranger. Like, like, what? Like, what? It's giving abduction. Absolutely. Like, what? What? One of the biggest lessons you teach your children is stranger danger. Don't accept candy from strangers. Obviously, for Halloween, when you go trick-or-treating or whatever, it's a bit different. But, like, don't take things from strangers. Don't get into strangers' cars. I don't know what it's like. I don't watch TV anymore, so I don't know if this still happens. But when I was growing up in the 90s and the 2000s, there was a thing about PSAs. Constantly PSAs on TV show with adverts, and so many of them was about child abduction. And I don't know if it's because of things like the awful case of like James Bulger, and of course maybe a bit later in my years obviously Madeleine McCann, and all these different things that happened. And back in there was those 2 the blonde girls as well who were taken by like was it the school janitor or something. Like there was lots of abductions, quite in big news. There was all these PSAs being like, don't talk to strangers, don't go near strangers, all this stuff. So the idea that like you're just like asking a random stranger if you can have their child. Absolutely. Do you know what, Abs? You're right. The title is misleading. Paying was not the problem. This is the thing. It's not about paying. It's about the fact that a stranger wanted your child. This whole situation is a bit chaotic. I don't know what was going on, but even though this mother seems a bit insufferable, I'm glad that she had sense to her to be like, absolutely not. That's why she didn't make a pun at the end being like, oh yeah, now I got a hole in one. Like, God, absolutely. Yeah, the fact that the mother thinks that she's even an arsehole here is actually really sad. Imagine being like, I protected my child. Am I the a-hole? Like, what? What media is she consuming? Like, I don't know what she's looking at. Silly. Yeah, why? I guess the husband was like at work. Where was the husband? Yeah, why wasn't he with the child? Maybe he's, I'm assuming she was a stay-at-home mom or something, and that's why did it. I don't know. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, we should carry on. Actually, an error has account. Oh no. We've been here for about an hour. Why don't we do some words? Give me a word to search. What word shall we search? Obviously, keep it tasteful. Don't tell me to type in swear words and stuff. But what word shall we search? And then we will... That's what we're going to do thing. Daddy. Estranged. Oh, estranged might be quite good. I don't think we've ever done estranged. Okay. Let's do estranged. God, how the hell do I... T-R-A-N-G-D. Estranged. Oh, I spelt it wrong. Oops. It's an S, not a T. An X. I didn't mean to press X. X. Oh. Oh dear. Am I the a-hole for telling my parents I won't attend their 30th anniversary party if they invite my estranged brother? Okay. So it's family dramas, isn't it? It's family drama. Should we search for golf clubs? Goiter. Oh yes. Am I the a-hole for getting goiter? Okay, so am I the a-hole for telling my parents I won't attend their 30th anniversary party if they invite my estranged brother? Okay. I, 27 female, have been estranged from my older brother, Mark. Oh, she used a real name, no say. 33. For the past 5 years, he had been estranged for 5 years. We used to be close growing up, but our relationship deteriorated when he stole a significant amount of money from me. $25,000! Without getting into much detail, Mark was going through a rough patch and convinced me to lend him a large sum of money, which he promised to pay back within a year. I agreed because he was family and I trusted him, but he never paid me back. Jesus. When I finally confronted him about it, he blew up at me, calling me selfish and accusing me of not caring about his struggles. It turned into a huge fight and we hadn't spoken since. My parents tried to mediate. Oh, mediate. I thought they medicate. My parents tried to medicate him. My parents tried to mediate, but Mark refused to apologize or even acknowledge that he did anything wrong. They've been stuck in the middle ever since, and it's put a strain on our family. Fast forward now. My parents are planning a big celebration for their 30th wedding anniversary, and they've invited both me and Mark. When I saw the WhatsApp group, I was shocked to see that Mark was included. I called my parents to talk about it, and they told me that they're hoping this party could be an opportunity for us to reconcile. No, sorry. They think enough time has passed and that it should stop. Beg your pardon? Enough time. Did you hear that on camera? I don't know if you heard that microphone. It suddenly was like beep loud. So enough time has passed, blah, 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 and they could, and we should stop acting like chill kids, as my mother said. I was really upset by this. I explained to them that I'm still hurt by what Mark did and that I'm not ready to be in the same room as him, let alone celebrate with him. I told him if Mark was going to be there, I won't be attending. My parents were disappointed and tried to convince me to reconsider, saying that the family is more important than money and that holding onto grudges won't do anything good. They said it would be They said it would break their hearts if one of us wasn't there for their anniversary party. Since then, my parents have been distant with me, and I can tell they're hurt. I don't want to cause them any more pain, but I don't want to be forced into a situation where I have to pretend everything is fine with Mark when it's not. My friends are divided on this. Some think it's the right to stand my ground, when others think I'm being too stubborn and should go for the sake of my parents. AmITheA-Hole refusing to attend my 30th anniversary party if they invited my estranged brother. First of all, can we just appreciate how much easier this was to read? I hardly stumbled at all because they actually wrote it without trying to be quirky. Thank you, Lydia. We're going to call her Lydia. I was able to read. So if people don't know, actually, I'm actually in the same situation with my brother. I don't have any communication with him anymore. He did a few things to me. I'm not going to get into his long story, but essentially a few years ago, it was actually during COVID, he did some really awful things, and I haven't had a relationship with him since. And I know that if someone like, I don't know, say just someone in my family member was having something like some sort of party or something and they invited both of us, I wouldn't attend if he was there because I just don't want to be around someone like that. So I actually it's not the same situation, obviously it's a different thing that they've done, but I fully understand her part in this. I do think it's awkward that the parents have said that like their wedding anniversary can be a way for them to reconcile their like problems. This is your wedding anniversary. Like, if your wedding anniversary is so important to you, why would you want to have that part of it? That I find that very strange. Like, if I had people in my life who are fighting and doing awful things, I would have a conversation with both of them and be like, look, I would like you both to be there, but I know there's differences between you two. But of course, I personally don't want my special day to be ruined by this conflict. So I'm not sure what to do in this situation, so help me out. I wouldn't be like, you have to both come and make up and be friends at my party because this is it's your wedding anniversary. So why you want that to be part of it, I find a very strange thing. And like someone taking $25,000 off you, and you did that at the goodness of your heart, knowing that they would pay you back, and they didn't. And then also, I'm assuming this is me just assuming, because she hadn't said anything. He was going through a rough patch and he needed 25 grand. I'm assuming there was either some kind of like there's going to be like illegal things happening. I'm assuming there was something legal, or maybe he was into drugs. There would have been something there that caused, because that's a big sum of money to suddenly need to take. That's not just like, can you pay my electricity bill? Something happened there. But the fact that he didn't pay her back and then said that she was selfish because she won't just like hand over 25 grand and just cut the loss is obscene. Like, that is actually obscene. That's actually obscene. So, I don't know. That seems like an odd thing just to be like. I don't think she's the arsehole, to be honest. I think her parents aren't being very, like they're not just acting like kids. If someone took 25 grand off you, you'd feel the exact same thing. And they promised to pay you back, and they were like your brother, and they didn't, and then said you're selfish because you're not just getting over it. I don't know. Weird. No, definitely not. Definitely not the arsehole. I completely agree. Not the a-hole. Misplaced trust, but you'd have thought that your brother would have paid you back. Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't think I could lend... I mean, I don't have 25 grand just to give to someone, but, like, I don't think I could lend people that much money. I don't know. Could I... I'd be like, I'd happily help you out a bit, but 25 grand... I mean, maybe she's rich. I don't know. Maybe she's really rich and 25 grand isn't actually, like, a huge thing, but I don't know. Yeah, we did an asshole story. We've not had a single one so far that's been, like, an asshole. We'll do a couple more searches, and if we haven't found an asshole story for the last, like, 20 minutes or so, I'll actively... go on to the option that is arsehole, because I want to have some things where we're like, this person's a bastard. Darlene, thank you, Gorge. I'm sending you lots of love. So what's the next word? What's the next word? What's the next word we're doing? Glovex is probably in the bedroom. When I film, I think because I'm quite loud and quite like sort of erratic, he doesn't really spend much time in here when I'm filming. He might be under the sofa. Hang on. No. He's probably in the bedroom. He normally stays in the bedroom when I film because I think it's the bit he doesn't like the chaos of like me shouting and stuff, which is, I mean, obviously. But the thing is, if I close the door, he'll then scream that I've closed the door on him. So it's like he doesn't want to be in here when I'm filming, but he also doesn't want me to close the door while I'm filming. He's like, no, how dare you? Basement. Should do basement. That's definitely one that I've never had. I've never done basement before. Basement. Okay. Will there be things on a basement? Am I the a-hole for locking my sister and her kids out of the basement? My room. Okay, so we've got a few here. Am I the a-hole for asking Lamb to enter the basement that wishes? Am I the a-hole for not wanting my wife to take part in designing the basement? Am I the a-hole for... I don't know why it's funny, just the thing of basement. Okay, I mean, I guess we could do the most popular one. Oh, so not the a-hole. No, I don't want to know the general consensus. Oh, don't tell me the consensus. I don't like to know. These are old ones, that's why. This is a 3 months. Everything is not the a-hole. Is everyone just like stopped being mean? Oh god, okay, clearly everyone is just like not being a-holes today. My husband likes to go to strip clubs. Okay, sure. Okay, what a way to start the story, right? What a way to start the story. Under normal circumstances, he would go between every couple of months to 2 or 3 times a month. Why? I've never really liked the idea of him looking at women like that, but I understand he has a hard job and needs to get away and unwind sometimes. Yeah, go and, I don't know, have a cocktail. You need to watch people get naked. I don't complain or try to stop him going, and I know it's it's not the same as cheating, so it's not used an issue. The last year, my strip club... The last year, the strip club... Wait, what? The last year, the strip clubs have mostly been closed. Last year, all the strip clubs mostly been closed because of COVID. Oh, this is an old story. This is a COVID story. It's been a stressful time for us all. And lately, my husband has been even more irrational than usual. 2 nights ago was my son's 21st birthday. With everything being closed, we didn't have much of a celebration, but my husband said that he and my son could use it for some further sun time. And I had some work overnight at the hospital. Oh god, she's literally a frontline worker. So I left them to their own devices. God. Maybe we should go golf, yeah. When I came through the garage, when I came out through the garage coming home, I noticed the basement den smelling like alcohol. We had a bar in the basement den, but normally my husband didn't use it unless we had guests over. When I went to bed, I asked my husband, and he said he and his son just hung out downstairs, playing games, having drinks to celebrate his birthday. Later, when I was out of the yard, my next door neighbor asked how the party was last night. I didn't know what to say, and I think she could see that I looked confused. Sorry, I'm struggling. So I awkwardly excused myself and went to confront my son instead. I asked him about the night before, and he also said nothing happened, but eventually gave in and admitted my husband and some of my husband's friends came over last night to have some drinks with him for his birthday. He didn't want to talk to me anymore after that. I told my husband that my son had told me what happened last night, and he ends up admitting that he had his friends. Jesus is watching right now. His friends had brought a stripper into the house for our son's birthday. He kept saying it wasn't a big deal and that nothing happened, and they didn't even do anything. Whatever that's supposed to mean. He said this is sometimes he wants his son, something he wants him and his son to have wanted to do for a long time. And I was trying to take away his chance to bond with him and his son to be a man. I don't know what I was thinking, but I just blew up in rage and said that if this is what he wants to do in our basement, he can just stay in the basement from now on. I told him I didn't even want to look at him at the point, and he and he just said, oh, go straight with a friend like him. Not said, okay. Essentially, I don't need to read the rest. D-effing Vorth. Creep. That is the creep. So, I am the first to admit that I am an old man. I was raised by old people, and I am a prude, and I may talk sometimes about salacious things, but I am very private. I do not want to, in any way, shape, or form, go to strip clubs, let alone, and even outside of being prudish, I find it very strange when people will go with their, closest friends to strip clubs and get, aroused and horny around their friends. I don't want anything to my closest friends, like Sarah and Callum, right? I do not want to be around them when I am aroused or when they are aroused. That's weird. It feels incestuous, and they're just like my friends. The same with people like Jamie and Shaba, all of these people, Gary, all of my close friends in my group. I don't want to be aroused around any of them because that's weird. The fact that you're doing it with your father is weird. That is weird. Father-son bonding over strippers. What? If I was with someone if I was that woman, genuinely, I would be like, I cannot be with a man who thinks this is appropriate. That is not normal bond. Oh, there we go, Clancy. That is not normal bonding. That is weird. That is weird behavior, according to police. You probably won't be able to hear this.
That's illegal.
I don't know if that picked up on the microphone, but yes, this feels... I don't know if you remember, there was a man on Twitter for a long time. By the way, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I got locked out of my Twitter and can't access it anymore. Ages ago, there was a man on Twitter who was always like, I always take my son to Hooters. Nothing like some tits with some steak with your son. That is the weirdest thing. Too vested in your child's sexuality. Absolutely, you were too involved in your child's sexuality. That's so weird. And also, your friends to encourage this behavior. Like, you had loads of your friends come over with a stripper to, like, give your son a good time. Like, especially if the son's 21. You know, when you're 21, you're still, like, got the hormones in your body, like, raging. You're still horny as hell as well. So it feels a bit like... I don't know. I know he's an adult, but it still feels a little bit sort of a bit noncy. There's still, like, a slight nonsense to it. That's like, my child's horny because he's, like, a young man, so I'm going to turn him on with a stripper. Like, there's something noncy about it as well. It's very strange. Very, very strange. No. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not the a-hole. And your husband is scum, and you need to leave him. You need to leave your husband. Sorry, you need to leave. Oh, hang on a second though. Can we actually just point out something that we're not actually talking about here? That was a point at the very beginning of this that we're missing out. Even on the tiny chance that you think this is an appropriate interaction to have with your child, right? Sorry, bear me 1 second. My video in the back is going to stop playing. Not that you can see it very much, but not that we need to talk about this. It was during COVID. This was during lockdowns where everyone couldn't go anywhere. So you thought it was appropriate during COVID to have your mates all come over and a stripper. Like, we've kind of just, like, missed past that point. We haven't really talked about it, but like, what? Like, what? Absolutely repugnant behavior from your parent. Like, what? Disgusting. Okay, right. But I'm glad we're all in agreement. So far, we've all agreed with Chloe. Thank you for watching during work. Yeah. So far, we've all been in agreement. We'll do one more viewer suggestion word, and then we're going to look for arsehole stories, because we need arsehole stories. We've not had arsehole stories. So, what word should we do now? Basement was quite fun. That was basement. That's what we should do now. What should we do? What should we do? What should we do, girls? What can I do to make you love me? What can I do to make you care? Drunk. Cat. Oh, pet. Oh, cat seems to be... Cat. Pet. Cat. Oh, cat seems to be a huge thing. Everyone's... Handcuffs. Oh, no, I don't know about that. Okay, we'll do cat. Cat. There was like 7 people saying cat and a few saying pet. Right. Okay, so. Am I the a-hole for telling my daughter-in-law, oh my god, not everything is about you, when she got emotional over a cat? Am I the a-hole for not fighting for us to get our cat back? Am I the a-hole for not inviting someone for dinner because she made a big deal out how she doesn't eat at homes of people who have cats? What? I think we need to do that one. Should we do 1, 2, or 3? Should we do 1, 2, or 3? I don't know, I keep doing it. I can barely keep up when it says 1, 2, or 3. Oh, 3. Okay, 3 has just 1. Okay, that was instant. Wow, okay. Yeah, we'll do 3. Thank you for making it easy. There was like a load of 3s all of a sudden. Okay, everyone wants 3. Okay. Okay, so am I the a-hole for not inviting someone for dinner because she made a big deal out of that she doesn't eat at homes of people with cats? Okay. A while back, I posted a picture on Instagram stories of my cat sitting next to my counter as I was cooking. On his own stool, he was watching... Wait, on his own stool, he was... Oh, she has a stool for the cat next to the counter. Okay. Again, he was next to my counter, not anywhere near the food. He doesn't go on counters. He doesn't go near the food. My friend Rose... Oh, there's a Rose here. It was at you. My friend Rose reported... reposted it with her own caption. A puke face emoji. You can't eat... Imagine... I'm sorry. Okay. You can't eat at anybody's house. I'm sorry. The idea that this person isn't your friend, like, if your friend reposted your story with a puke face, being like, you can't eat at their house, like, that's not a friend. I ignored it and went about my business. She was very much the type of person who just regurgitates whatever popular phrases she sees on social media. Pineapple on pizza, monsters. Raisins in cookies, why there's trust issues. Oh, God. So basically, like, no personality of their own. I don't trust people who don't like dogs. Hot girl walks, hot girl books, Delulu. What? I'm going to hold your your hand while I tell you this in the X. Okay, you don't need to literally list off everything she says. She has other traits that make up for it, but truthfully, I do tend to avoid one-on-one time with her. First of all, can I just say one thing? Why are these people in your life? Can we just not have people in our lives that don't bring us joy? Like, these types of people, just get them out of your life. Like, why are they part of your friendship group anyway? Just be like, I don't want anything to do with this woman. I don't understand why people keep people like this around. About a month ago, I hosted a small gathering to show off some... What's that? Le croustage de... I don't know, what's that say? Crusette? Le croustage! Cookware I obtained. Getting old was weird. I have a whole little... shindig. I have a whole little shindig with a home-prepared food. Lots of fun times between pals. I didn't invite Rose. Good. She found out after folks posted on the IG stories and confronted me over it, saying that I was giving high school mean girl vibes. Every accusation is a confession. I told her that she made it clear that she doesn't eat at homes of people who have cats. So why would I have invited her to a dinner party? She got defensive and said that she could have just come over and not eaten anything. You don't come to a dinner party and don't eat. That's weird. Just sat at the table, everyone's eating. She's there just like... I said that in the future, maybe she should be more careful about what she says, because to me, it was very clear. Rose has continued to tell people it's giving high school mean girl vibes to nurse pipeline. I'm an accountant. All that, I'm really arsehole. Yeah, no, she's not an a-hole. Like, I don't understand why people keep these people in their lives. Why do you have this kind of people in your life? I don't get it. Like, you do get to a... How old is this person? Doesn't say how old she is. There's no age. She said that she's excited about cookware. You know, you're middle-aged if you're getting excited about cookware, right? And, you know, expensive cooking pals and all that shit. Like, when you get to a certain age, I think when you're very young, it's so much more important to you as people to be like, I need loads of friends and I've got a huge friendship group. When you get old, you don't care about this kind of stuff. I would never have anyone in my life that would talk to me or repost my stuff that's like that. And this goes for anyone here. Trust me, even if you're young, people like this bring nothing to your life. Get rid of them. Like, they're not bringing anything positive. Like, the idea that one of your friends would just, like, repost one of your stories and say it's disgusting. If someone's actually your friend, you would DM them or something, or ask them, or make it like, well, the fact that you're like, because technically what you're doing is like exposing them. Weird. Like, weird behavior. Please just get these people out of your life. Don't, like, and the fact that she's like then talking to her afterwards and being like, why didn't you invite me? I would have been like, you weren't invited because I don't like you, sis. Like, out of my life, blocked by, go. Like, I think a lot of this does come with age. Eventually when you get older, you just stop caring and giving time to people who are just like bringing nothing but pain into your life. Like, these people are just vapid, boring, empty, just ignorant assholes. Yeah, absolutely. How rude. Go make a screen, drama queen. Oh, gosh. Absolutely. No, but Rose would probably replay that saying, Emily. God. Stupid. The thing is as well, like, so... I will be someone who will just say here, my cat basically gets free range to go where they want. I don't really care. Like, he jumps up on the counters. Fine. Even before I had a cat... Every time I'd make food, I would scrub the surface down with cleaning wipes, antibacterial stuff to make sure that it's clean before I prepare any food. I'm doing that also with my cat. Like, the you know, cat's world is already so small, especially if they're indoor cats. The idea is to be like, don't go here, don't go here. It's like, just let the cat just have the fucking house, for God's sake. Like, I don't understand this whole thing. Like, just clean your surfaces. Like, clean your surfaces. Just clean. Like, it's not hard to go, oh, my cat was standing there, let me just wipe it down and make sure it's all sanitized, and then I will make some food. It's really not that hard. Like, it's really not that hard. Like, it's really not that hard. Like, anyway, I don't understand why people have this such weird thing about it. If you don't, it's wonderful, great, you live your life, girl. But personally, I'm like, I don't care if my cat just goes on the counter. I can just clean it afterwards. It's absolutely fine. Also, cats are relatively clean. Like, cats aren't dirty. Like, cats are actually quite clean themselves as well. I just don't really understand why people are like, because you could people. I don't know if you remember a little while ago on Twitter. this. I did a post on Twitter and it went mega viral. It was the most viral thing I've ever posted. Ever. Like, ever. It had, like, what? I can't remember the exact number now, but it was, like, hundreds of thousands of reposts, hundreds of thousands of likes, millions and millions. It had, like, 8.8 million views on Twitter, and it was reposted everywhere across the internet, to the stage where, like, I had people messaging me that I'd not spoke to in, like, what, 10 plus years, being like, I've just seen your post on, like, a meme page. Anyway, it went absolutely balmy crazy. The only reason I bring this up is because in the photo, one of the photos, I posted 2 photos. In one of the photos, I had my cat was on next to the microwave. It was sitting on the counter next to the microwave. And so many comments on it was like saying how absolutely like disgusting it was. And one of the comments was like, well, you know, they like go in their litter box, don't they? And then they walk around and like walk on the counters. They're walking their shit everywhere. First of all, cats don't just walk on their shit, like they bury it. But second of all, does that mean that like you don't allow them on your sofa, on your, like, when he comes out of the litter box, are you there, like, scrubbing the floor after he walks, like, on the carpets? Like, do you allow him, like, to touch anything? Because if that's what you're worried about, your cat comes out of the litter tray and walks everywhere else. So do you scrub everything else down? Like, what, like, that's, I don't understand. I'm like, you clearly don't have cats. Like, it's such a weird thing. Like, I don't get it. I really don't understand that notion. Because if you're going to talk about that, but you're not going to, like, rub the floor? Because you're still walking in that, if that's what you're worried about. A cat walking in shit and bringing it outside, or, like, walking... Also, like, do you if you're someone who lets your cats outside, the amount of dirt that your cat is bringing in, are you going to be like, oh, no, I have to scrub the floor everywhere he goes? No, these people like that just shouldn't have pets. If that's the way, if you're worried about all that kind of stuff, like, just don't have pets, because you can't control them the same way you can control, like, humans. Like, just don't have pets. Stupid. Yeah, my cat, as soon as it comes out, normally the litter tray, it will come and it will sit, just because of where the litter tray is, it's in like the hallway from my front door. He'll come into the living room, sit on the floor, basically wash his whole body, and then go about his day. Cats are actually really clean. I don't know why people have this such an idea of like, how dare they? Stupid. Exactly. If I cook, generally clean where I eat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Unpopular opinion, most people probably shouldn't have pets. Oh, absolutely. There is definitely... Which is one of the reasons why I waited. I've wanted a cat for years. If you follow me for ages, I've wanted a cat for years. But I just didn't have it. Because, like, technically, I could have had a cat in my last apartment in London. We were allowed pets in that place. But I was like, no, not ready yet. It's not... I need to make sure that I have it at the right position. So many people have animals that really can't look after them. And it's very obvious to see when you see how badly behaved some animals are. And then they end up in, like, rescue homes and stuff. Like, rescue centers because they get given up. But it's the same, to be fair, it's the same with humans. It's weird to say this because it means I wouldn't be here. My mum in no way, shape or form should have had children. She was not someone who should have been having children. But because of societal pressure and the way society is, so many people just have children when they just should not have them. When all these people tell you, your children bring so much happiness to your life. What are they going to be when you're older and not going to have anyone to look after you? When all these people try to convince you to have children when you say you're child free, I honestly believe about 60-70% of the time is because they're just trying to convince themselves that having children was a good idea. So by pushing that onto you, it validates their own experience. It's not actually because they think children bring such a wonderful life to your life. It's because they're just trying to validate their own experience and what they've done and not think, shit, I made a mistake. Because trust me, that is 100... More people hate their children than they will let on. More people regret having children than they'll let on. Because it's not something that you can just, like, have and be like, lol. Like, nowadays, maybe when people talk about having children, it's like, why would you want to bring a child into the world at the moment? Like, why? What is positive going on? Like, everything's going to shit. Fucking wars are breaking out even more than it was before. Like, the economy has gone to, like, tanking. Like, why would you bring a child into the world? What is it to bring a child into the world for? Like, why? You'll be lucky. Anyone having children now, honestly, this is a bit doom and gloom. You'll be lucky if they make it to 20 years old. Trust me, they'll be lucky if you make it to... I don't know what the fuck's going to happen to the world in the future, but we're going to start having water wars soon. Like, water is on the stock market in places. Like, we're going to have actual water wars. If people don't do things about climate change, we're all going to fucking die. So why would you bring a child into the world at the moment? Anyway, on that note, let's find an arsehole post. Anyway. Sometimes I get set off and I just have this, like, tangent of just like, no, right, that's it. We're talking about this shit. Happy Monday! Is that the tea? That is the tea. Right, okay, so let's go back to Am I the A-Hole? How do I... Let me get rid of cat. Okay. How do I get back to the actual page? Okay, here we go. Right, so there is a thing here where you can search for just arsehole. So I guess these are the hot arsehole posts of the moment. Oh, God. Oh, honestly, Snake, absolutely. Anyone who says who's going to look after me when they're older, they're having children for the wrong reason. Absolutely. Okay, so... Am I the a-hole for not leaving a parking spot I parked in first so a woman could take it? Okay, let's see this, shall we? It's got 0... Actually, no. What's hot posts? What's like... Maybe can I do arsehole if I do top? I don't know if you can signify arsehole if you're doing a top. No. I want one that actually has, like, some thumbs up. I don't want just, like, random shit. God, none of them have any thumbs up. Okay, we're just going to have to deal with non-thumbs up ones. Okay, right. Although they've hardly got any things, but they've got the consensus. Normally you only get the consensus when it's like like normally you only have the arsehole when that has had a big response. It's weird that they're like not. Okay, so I guess we'll just do one of these ones that have nothing on it. What's like an interesting title? What's an interesting title? Am I the a-hole for brushing aside my friend's concerns? This has got 15 comments. Okay, we'll do this right. I, 18 male. Oh God, was in love with my friend Eva, 18, for several years. When I confessed to her, she said she used to be in love with me too, but I waited too long and she's already moved on. Just, no say. God. At first, I found distractions with my old books. Stayed at home while I could. Went out to see the occasional movie. Then I started reading romance. I decided time to get out there and start looking. You're 18 years old. Can we calm down? I had wanted my happily ever after to be with Eva, but plans changed. Things happen. Oh, to be young and ignorant. Romeo and Julie. The books had also had another effect on me. You know how historical romance has control... Oh, has controlling... This sounds a bit like an insult. Often problematic male leads. I would never treat a girl that way. Oh, no, there's a very nice guy, isn't it? But I found myself wanting a girl like that. An arrogant, controlling girl. I don't know why. It just happened. Oh, he's a sub. Anyways, I started dating one of Eva's friends, Jess. God, can you go outside of the pool? She was really sweet, funny, and caring. The only thing is she told me I can't make new female friends. Well, you wanted a controlling girl. I can't keep the ones I already have, but that's it. I can keep the ones I already have, but that's it. Not allowed to make additional ones. Eva told me she's being controlling and that I should dump her. I told her I do slightly like controlling girls, which irritated Eva, who accused me of reading too many romance novels. I can't read this, it's just so... Saying my common sense jumped out of the window during last week really upset me for ignoring her concerns. If this isn't the most teenage fucking drama you've ever heard. Pegging Kevin Clancy. Oh, sorry, but if this is the most, like, this is literally the most teenage heartstopper nonsense I've ever okay. So, I don't think anyone's the arsehole here. I just think everyone's just young and stupid. I don't know. I just don't think anyone's an arsehole here. I just think everyone's just being stupid. Like, can we grow up, please? My jaw hurts from laughing. Like, just deal with it and grow up. Are these 18? Yeah, these sound like 13. Hey Peyton, how you doing? God, you joined a very interesting moment. I don't think anyone's the arsehole here. I just think you're just young and stupid. Like, can we I'm 14 and this is deep. God, stupid. Oh, one has like, here's a good, okay. It's got 189 comments. Am I the a-hole for telling my mum her cooking sucks? Okay, should we go? Are they also 15? You read the title. Jesus, she sounds standoffish. You read the title. Okay, mum, calm down. Maybe you do suck. Okay, right, you ready? I, 30 male, grew up. Oh, wait. Wait, okay, sorry. I thought the mother was telling the story. No, son, it's not. Like, I, 30 male, grew up with my mother's cooking. Once I moved out, I learned how to cook myself and how to make it good. I moved back in with my mum after I lost my job. Every day, she berated me to apply for new ones, not being sensitive to trauma I had endured losing my job. Finally, I get a new job, but stay with her because suddenly she loses her job and now she needs support. She's not a good giving support, but damn, when she needs it, she's desperate. Now that was, what an intro to the story. Jesus Christ. Anyway, she has confessed that she, since being fired, she feels depressed and worthless. To combat this, she started cooking more and her meals are dreadful. She can't have salt or gluten due to medical issues. And she hates using pepper. The woman refuses to season food. Sounds very white. She said she wants to make something good and that she needs a hit to feel good about herself. Just say it's not happening. I'm sorry. This is so funny. Sorry. One night, I decided I needed to do something. Not even my dog can eat the food, so giving her the food isn't an option. Of course, if I order DoorDash, she starts acting like I insulted her. She needs to grow up. So I offered to cook her I offered to cook the next day. She said, okay. I get home from work the next day and she makes some horrible unseasoned chicken dish she found on TikTok. She said, I thought it would be fun and different. That I went off. I told her she agreed to let me cook for the night and she didn't. I then confessed the reasons I offered to cook because she sucks at cooking. I told her flat out she can't cook and needs to stop trying. Okay, that's a bit, stop trying, a bit far. She still cooks and I still stuck eating the slop or nothing at all. If I order DoorDash, I have to deal with her acting like I insulted her. She needs to, honestly, I do think the mum needs to grow up here. Can we stop? I'd rather not deal with that. She just, and just starve. I want to move out, but would financially ruin her since she was without income, and I can't do that to my mum, especially after she let me move in with her after I lost mine, and am I also telling her she sucks at cooking? Like, I don't think you suck. I think maybe could have been a little bit nicer. But I also feel like the mum's being a bit childish herself. I don't know. I feel like she's being a bit childish. But also, like, I think maybe because I have a really estranged relationship with most of my family. I mean, I've got my sister and I absolutely love and adore her and we have a wonderful relationship and I absolutely love her. Outside of her, I don't really have a relationship with any of my family. So I've got a very jilted opinion of family matters. And because, again, my parents were so... Well, my dad wasn't awful. He just died young. But my mum was so awful. I do feel like there's a little element of, like... It's not... I know people are going to disagree with what I'm going to say now. But I also feel like it's not your responsibility to, like... kind of, like, look after your mum a bit. I don't know. If she's lost a job... I get it's in a bad situation. But, like... You're now halting your life and your career and what you want to do in your life because this. And I'm like, you need to, you're 30. So you're kind of at a stage now where, like, you need to make real solid, I don't know. I just think, but also her to be, like, offended if he wants to cook for himself. Like, this is also, you are a grown adult. You can be like, I did and regret it deeply. This is the thing. I think sometimes it's like, I get that you want to look after your parents and stuff, but, like, you also need to remember your future. I when I say this, I'm not saying I regret looking after my granddad, because I don't. I absolutely love and adore my granddad. He took me in, and I lived with him, and I was happy to stay there and look after him. This was a choice that I made. Again, I think because I'm relating to it a little bit, this is why I'm saying it. I looked after my granddad. He had dementia and Parkinson's. And so from the beginning, it was about 2011 when he was like kind of starting to show signs, and 2012 was when we got like an official diagnosis that he had Parkinson's and dementia. And so in the beginning, it was kind of easy, and he wasn't too bad, and we looked after him and stuff, and I did most of it myself. My auntie helped a little bit, but as time got on, it got harder and harder and harder. And I made it upon myself that I would essentially stay home. I was working part-time in Morrison's, and I looked after him, and I did that for about 5 years. And in that time, I didn't really develop my career. Obviously, this has happened now, and it's a very different situation. I still had time to do my YouTube and stuff, but like back then it was nothing. I wasn't making any money off YouTube at all. I was just working part-time. And my auntie was always saying to me, she was like, thank God you're doing this, because if you didn't, I'd have to quit my job, and I couldn't do it. And I took it upon myself to take that responsibility. My brother and sister have already moved out. They had jobs. They were doing their thing. I was the youngest, so by the time he was ill, I was only 20, so I was in a different stage of my life. However, holding myself back for that long, I could have had a much more easier time in my job before doing YouTube full time, making more money, being more successful, but I didn't. And I'm not saying I regret it, because I do really love I loved my granddad, but when he died, and I was 25 years old, almost 26, and then I didn't get like any inheritance because my auntie stole it all, and I didn't get any money to help me. I was essentially like, right, I don't have any good job prospects. I don't really have any like extracurricular education. YouTube isn't making me any money, and now I'm being told that I have to move out the house because they're selling it because she wants the money for it, and I wasn't going to get anything. And it was like, well, fuck me then, I guess. What am I supposed to do? Luckily, my sister took me in, and I was able to make it work, but you know, we're here now. So there is a little part of me that goes, when I read this, I go, it's not always your responsibility to look after your parents if you're trying to get, like, he wants to move out and move on and do what he wants to do. This isn't just about food. Clearly he wants, like, I don't believe this is all just about food. There's other things going on here. He's 30. He wants to get on with his life and do it, but he's feeling stuck now. And I just think, I don't know. I think because I can relate to it, that's why I'm getting a bit kind of like, ooh. I don't know. Sorry, because I was talking so much, I missed a lot of... Both are kind of annoying. Yeah, I do think there's a little bit of weirdness in seizing your own portion, maybe, yeah. I just think, I don't know. It's an interesting... I think it's just an interesting scenario to be in. But, like, I do think she's being very childish to be like, how dare you order DoorDash? Sometimes as well, it's like, it's just nice to have a takeaway. Like, even outside of, like, your cooking shit. Like, to be like, you just... Sometimes it's nice to be like, can we just order in? Not have to spend an hour or so cooking. And, like, maybe we could have pizza together. Or maybe we could have KFC. I don't know. Whatever you like. I don't know. It's like, to be like, how dare you? Like, what? What? Like, you could both have DoorDash together. Like, this could be something... Like, this could be something that you could have... Like, together. I don't know. Yeah, interesting. Yeah, I don't know if he's like a fully arsehole. I think there could have been other scenarios that kind of went around this that was a bit kinder, I guess. She has medical issues. Yeah, I mean, this is the thing. There are some things, but I do think there is options you can do. Like, Hannah's my best friend, one who's actually coming to visit. She's gluten intolerant, and we could still do many things that were fun, food and everything. It wasn't always empty chicken. Anyway, it's yeah. I actually don't think he's the arsehole. I think maybe he could be a bit nicer, but I don't know. If he offered to cook and she was like, yeah, you can cook, and he was really excited about cooking, and then she just does it anyway and goes, no, I did it. I think I'd be annoyed as well. I'd be like, I really wanted to cook for us. Like, I want to be able to do that for us as well. So, well, I don't know. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I was reading comments. Anyway, let's find another arsehole. We've got the arsehole. What's like one with lots of comments? Because I mean, it has more. Where is lots of comments? Oh, 293. Oh, God. Am I the a-hole for refusing to pay for my daughter's university because of the degree she wants to do? Well, here we go. Ready? God. Right. Should we go? Should we have a go? So, I, 55 male, and my wife, 53 female, have 3 children. 24, 22, and 17. My eldest child has a job whilst the middle is in university and my youngest is in the final years of high school. Because my daughter will be going to university soon, we had a sit down about what she's going to do. Up until this point, I left my wife to discuss this with my daughters because she is better with these things and closer with my daughter. Anyway, it's a bit weird. I mean, I guess it's, I'm not sure. Maybe you should work in a relationship with your daughter as well. Like, I don't want to, like, you should be close, no. Parents, it's co-parent. Anyway, the issue came up with my daughter when my daughter said she is intending to do a degree in fine arts and design. I was surprised, but I let her talk her piece. She told me about her love for art and animation, and she would love to turn her passion into a career. After she said everything she wanted to say, I asked her to elaborate on her finer details, and I could see that she wasn't thinking about what she would do after university. I told her that this is a terrible idea and that she should rethink what she wants to do, and that, oh God, and left the table assuming my wife would talk her into something more reasonable. Fast forward a month, and we went back to having a conversation again. This time she was more certain than ever about doing her degree in fine arts. I was a bit frustrated because I was expecting my wife to talk her out of it, but my wife was supporting her and trying to convince me about the pros of it. This is why the wife has a better relationship with the daughter than you do. I could see that I was fighting a losing battle, so I flat out told them that I would not pay for university if she would just waste my money. At this, both got very mad, pointing at how I had paid for my previous children's without question. My son did mechanical engineering, and my daughter does accounting. I pointed out that I never had to worry about them finding a job, and that they were and not in a first world country like the people in Europe or North Africa. What? We are not in a first world country like people in Europe or North Africa. There is no market for artists where we live, and I am what? And that the unemployment rate is already ridiculously high. I told her that I don't care what she does as long as it will lead to employment, and left. My daughter told her siblings, while her son agrees with me. My eldest daughter says I should allow her to take a chance on what she loves. And now it's like favoritism, so am I the asshole? You are the, like, what? He sounds like a fucking asshole. Like, what? Look, I understand that there are certain jobs that are easier to get into than others. Obviously that there are certain, oh, North America. I read that as Africa. Oh, dyslexia. Silly. What? Yeah, so I understand that there are certain jobs that have different eligibilities with like careers afterwards. I get it. There are some jobs will be harder to get into than others. Things like, I mean, I can't make examples. However, I also want to point out, thanks for subscribing, Bagluck. I also want to point out something very, very, very clear here, right? And I'm going to use Luxaria as an example. Luxaria did a degree in biochemistry. She has a master's in biochemistry. She has she's one of the smartest people I fucking know. Whenever I have any question, I will always go to her. She's got a degree in like something really solid, like medication, biology, all this stuff. She's got like what this dad would consider like a good career. She's got that, right? Watching her trying to get a job after she finished university was excruciating. The things that some of these people were asking of her was absolutely obscene, like absolutely obscene. And she has a degree in something that is like technically a good, what he would consider a good degree, and she could never find a job. And it wasn't because she didn't have like the necessary qualifications. It was just because it was such a difficult thing to get a job in, even though it was one of these sensible degrees. And some of them are saying you have to have 2 degrees before you can even get to this job, even in like entry level in the like biochemistry stuff. And it was just like, I'm sorry, going to university and getting a degree doesn't mean as much now as it did This is only posted a day ago. Like, back when I was like a young guy, whatever, say back in like when I was like 12 or 13 or whatever, in like the early 2000s, degrees meant a lot more then than they do now. And I just think, let your daughter do what she loves. This is why the wife clearly has a better relationship, and you've obviously got a better relationship with your son because you're being like very stereotypical like man. Of course you're going to be fine with your son doing a fucking engineering degree and your other daughter's doing accounting. Like, can we just... There we go. Exiled New Yorker, absolutely. If you can stop making art never loved you in the first place. So stop trying to make artists stop being who they are. Like, the thing is, I don't understand how all of these people who have this like really caveman view about the art and media, it's like, do you go through life not watching any TV show, any, I don't know, musical, play, performance? Do you ever go to art galleries? Do you ever go to do you watch even people like me doing YouTube? Like, do you ever consume any of this media? Because yes, I don't technically have a degree. I guess if I did like a video course, I could actually probably have one now because I've learned. But like, all of these things like are from people who have studied and love art and have worked on crafts, whether that's performing like drama school or, you know, even just performing art school or editing, taking editing classes. Like, this is all comes from people who have learned this idea. Like, it's not a serious thing to do. Well, then don't watch TV. Don't watch any show. Don't read any like book. Like, do you like reading books? People who've done like degrees on writing. Like, is that going to be? That's just books. Oh, books are useless. As long as it's about engineering, I don't care. Like, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, graphic art, again, one of the things, learning how to use Photoshop, learning how to use all these things, like, it's so important. So when people have this weird caveman view about it, and I don't understand, like, you literally consume media from people who would have had degrees in art, performance, acting, graphic design. I don't get how people can be so anti-art, because if all this stuff didn't exist, the world would be so boring. Like, what? And yes, technically, I didn't go to university, but I have created a world here that we all come by. You know, if I hadn't practiced doing presenting for all the years I've been doing it, yes, I probably would have learned better if I did it in university or whatever. I mean, these degrees weren't really around when I was, 17, because this job didn't even exist back then. But like, this takes a time to learn. You learn this stuff, and now like I've been able to have a group of people who love watching this stuff. We have a great time together. Like, this is important. I don't understand why people think it's not important. Like, I wouldn't be... If you saw me back when I first started doing this, you'd be like, who is this person? Like, we all... I don't know. I get a bee in my bonnet with all this stuff because I'm like, you people are stupid. What world do you want to live in where everything is just, like, boring? Like, I don't get it. And I get that university is expensive. I get it. But you're... Like, you'd clean it... I just don't think you'd love your daughter. I hate all these things. You can't do this. Like, just really controlling. I don't get it. No wonder your wife has a better relationship. And this is the kind of parent as well. In 20 years' time, go, I don't know why she don't visit me anymore. She never talks to me, never wishes me happy birthday. I wonder why. The thing is as well, is like, I bet as well that this man has probably been very controlling over other things that she has done as well. This isn't just going to be like a one-off thing. Like, he's loved everything else she's done. As soon as she wants to go to University of Fine Art, he's like, no. I bet that's probably happened a lot over her life. Yeah. Why don't my children talk to me? All I did was stifle their growth. Like, stupid. He'll most likely die alone, absolutely. Because these are the things, the wife eventually will just leave him. I don't know. Yinky pinky ponky. Daddy hated Artie. The daughter became the new Picasso. Hinky pinky ponky. Yeah, the art's super important. I just imagine if there was no art. Anyway, right. We'll do one more. I'm enjoying myself, so I would normally go after 2 hours, but get rid of the intro and all that stuff. Technically, the video would be 2 hours. We'll do one more. Inky pinky ponky. to a nursing home. That's the thing as well. You have to remember, I really want to point this out, actually, talking about going into a nursing home, whatever. These parents who, like, not just you and this father, but the ones who, again, will say to you, if you don't have children, like, who's going to look after you when you're older? You're putting a lot of trust that your kids want to look after you when you're older. Like, for all you know, they might not like you, or they might put you into a home and just never visit you. Just because you've got children, it doesn't mean that they're actually going to look after you to begin with. So you can't, because when you're using that as like when the people who use that kind of argument are the people that are horrible to their children. No one who actually loves their children will use an argument like, well, who's going to look after you when you're older? Like, they're not going to look after you, sis. You're going to end up dead in some, like, nursing home. Even if you're lucky to be put in one of them, you might just be dying on your couch and no one's knows for, like, weeks on end. You know, dog's eating half the face. Like, stupid. Just because you've got children doesn't mean they want to be actually have anything to do with you. God. What? Anyway, Karen, so what's next? So we'll do one more. What has lots of comments? Let's scroll down from one that has lots of interaction. He can keep it. Oh, 899. Okay, so would I be the arsehole if I told my family friend that we don't want cookies as a gift for Christmas anymore? He doesn't love a cookie. What's that cookie? God, cookie. Her sweat and blood went into this cake. Okay, so context. My brother and I, 30 male and female, live together and we don't have our parents left because they both died within our lifetime. Oh dear. Pinky. One of our parents has a best friend who we will call Emily. She's 60. Emily has been a wonderful family friend to my brother and me ever since we were kids, and she's become like a second mother to us. However, she sent us some cookies for last year as a Christmas gift, and these aren't homemade cookies. These are cookies from some catalogue. Oh God. That, to be honest, tastes like cardboard. As a result, we don't eat them and they expire to the point we just become inedible because they're so stale. Just throw them away or give them to someone. Why would you just keep them? And for me, because like even if the woman came over, you could be like, oh, we ate them, we loved them so much, like we could, like, what? And for me, I truly hate wasting food because it could have gone to people who are struggling to eat. So you decided to let it go stale in your cupboard instead. Like, what? Then give them to someone. Like, what? Like, what? What are you doing? Like, you're complaining about it, but you're doing it yourself. Like, what? Okay. I've tried to do the cookies as many possible times before. I don't believe you, but of course, our schedule gets in the way of everything along holidays. Like, you could, like, I'm sure most cities have lots of homeless people. You could literally just go into the street and just give it to someone. We're too busy. I just don't believe you. Our schedule get in the way of everything along holidays. As soon as we get the gift, so many areas start earlier. Okay, so many areas start either closing too early for us, or some event prevents us from donating. So that's a very small time frame, and the cookies can be donated. You could just give them to a homeless person. Just give them to a homeless person. Just get to a friend or someone. I'm sorry, I just don't. But I feel like you just can't be bothered. So as a result, my brother and I concluded we have to tell Emily that while we appreciate the thought and all, we don't want any more of those cookies for Christmas, especially because we don't eat them. We feel bad for Emily because she spent her hard-earned money on gifts that go to waste every year. However, here's where I may be the a-hole. I talked to my therapist. I've got these cookies and it really tortures my soul. I talked to my therapist about this and she told me. But it's usually the thought that counts, and you might be hurting her feelings if you tell her. Now, to clarify, we're not going to ask for another gift or anything. We just don't want her to waste all her money on stuff we don't even eat. We don't even mind not getting a gift. We just don't want the cookies. We just don't want the cookies anymore because they just go to waste. They taste awful and we can't even find time to donate them. So Reddit, would I be the arsehole for telling Emily in polite manner that we don't want any more cookies for Christmas anymore? This is so stupid. I don't normally, right? I know it's when I was to do videos myself, I can sort of vet them a little bit more. I don't normally have so many just like unhinged stories of just utter just childish nonsense. Like, you're 30. Like, this is the kind of stuff I get, like, when you're like, I don't know, your parents, sometimes you get really awful gifts when you were like a child. You might say something stupid because you're like a child and don't really understand social cues properly yet. Like, you're 30, like, like, grow up. Like, wow, I didn't expect this to blow up the way it did. I'll let my brother know about this information. As I said before, we literally don't want anything, but at least we can try to find a food pantry. Or just give every single one away at a place of supermarket, some random person we find to eat. Just give it to a homeless person. Just give it to a homeless person. Every city has homeless people. I'm like, even small towns, even when I grew up in my little tiny town, Crediton, that I went to school, it was the Crediton High Street was literally like one little street that was just like, had about maybe like 30 shops, like 15 on each side, and that was the street. That was literally, and there were homeless people there. Like, it's just like, and I can't imagine them costing that much. Like, can you get expensive cookies that were like hundreds of dollars? I don't know. I just feel like the way that she's worded this, she's made it sound like she's just like victim of a crime or something. They just go stale in my cupboard and I just can't deal with it. I really hate wasting food, but I don't actually make effort because I'm just too busy to help people. I'm the victim. I don't know. It just feels so like such a non-problem that you're making into a problem. Like, it's not a big, it's fucking, and the thing is, this lady's 60, it clearly brings her joy to do this for you. I would understand if it was like something that was like really expensive, but I find it hard to believe that cookies, that if they taste like shit, are that expensive. I doubt it's gonna be loads of like expensive. And if it's once a year that she's doing this, I would understand if she just keeps giving you cookies like overloaded, like the Cookie Monster attack, and it's like cookies. Like, if it's a one time a year, and it's just, I don't know. This feels like you're just gonna hurt someone's feelings for the sake of it because you can't bother to donate cookies. Like, I don't know. Every week it's just cookies. Every week just cookies like constantly over the house. Like, inky pinky cookie. What a stupid story. Do you agree though? I feel like this is such a non-issue that she's making into this, like, I just can't deal with this. Stupid. And I'm sorry, both of you are too busy. Both of you. Like, your brother and sister, you both live lives, and both of you are too busy to donate them. Both of you. Sorry, I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Yeah, you could even say to her, oh, you know, I really love the cookies you give me. Is there something else possibly, like, I don't know, is there a cake? Or, I don't know, you could literally even say that because she would still feel like she can do something for you. I don't know, it just feels weird. And I bet this Emily, I bet it brings her so much joy that she's done this. Like, that it really brings her, like, I don't know. Stupid. Cursed cookies, girl. Internet cookies. We track your cookies. Oh, God. It is literally like pure evil. Oh, God, Jesus Christ. You are an arsehole, but you're just... Thing is, again, it's not even so much I think they're arseholes. I just think they're, like, childish. Like, grow up. Like, can we just... I don't know. Like, it's just such a non-issue to be annoyed about. Anyway. Right. Oh. Well, guys, we are well and truly aboard that trigger train. Choo-choo. Speeding down the railway, about to crash off a cliff and plunge to our deaths. Bye! Oh, my backtrack. Jesus Christ. Oh, squat for Jesus. Oh, Jesus loved a good peach. Oh, Jesus loved to get inundated with cookies. Oh, Jesus loved to not get invited to parties, but the stepdaughter does or doesn't happen. Oh, yeah, this is something that has been interesting. I'm glad that the chat has been enjoying this. I absolutely loved it. This is actually, I probably enjoyed this more than the tattoo one, to be honest. This has been so much fun. Once I get all like the feedback and everything, hopefully I can keep doing these. Like, I will keep doing these live ones as long as they keep doing well, as long as, like, you know, it makes it viable. So these will definitely squat for cookies, girl. Yes, as long as you enjoyed this and keep watching and viewing and all the interactions, I will continue to make them. But thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. Thank you for watching the playback. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you miss any videos that are coming up. And yeah, look up for the next live stream. And yeah, be fabulous, be amazing, be gay, be everything you want to be, and don't let any bishop that say you want to be. Why is that? Because you. Inky Pinky Cookie, Daddy Stale Cookie, Cookie Cook, Cookie Cook, Inky Pinky Cookie. Thank you.